Morning all, tcDetects back out again, and today we're out on some pasture. It's early December, so it's very cold. First time I've genuinely thought it was cold so far post summer. We're out with the Nokta Makro Legend. First run out with it. Nokta put out some very good pricing. I think they sort of described it as cost of living crisis busting pricing, so well done to them. So picked that up for around 500 quid, and that's the set without the wireless headphones. Didn't get the headphones because I have about 4 different pairs of aptX low latency headphones, so I just paired it with a set that I used to use with my Alter 71. So done this bit of pasture before, but I always like doing fields again when I get a new detector or a new coil. So we'll find out whether or not the Nokta Makro Legend can rustle up anything else on this field. I'm going to run it in field normal settings. I think multi-frequency 1, although some power lines above, so may have to knock it into single frequency at some points. Whilst I get used to the machine, I'm not going to go around tweaking all the settings, although from a quick look through since I've had it, does seem to be very flexible in terms of the settings, so I'm sure I'll get used to that as we go. So, right, let's crack on, see if we can find anything with the Legend today. So the first signal was showing up in the mid 40s, a slight hint of iron. I do like the iron indicator on the Legend. It's a nice touch. Good to be able to see it visually. But now I pull the clod out, we're showing 42, 43 and no iron in the signal. So see what we find. And that mid 40s signal was this thing here, which looks to be brass. It's got a little bit of corrosion on it, a bit of rust. So I assume that's the iron that was being picked up a little bit. So nothing spectacular, but first signal, first find, the Legend. And next signal is down here. Not sure if you can hear that through my headphones, but 48, 49, nothing on the ferrous iron side. Decent signal. 2 bars down, which you can see I've already dug out. Trying to do this bit live. To say that I'm impressed so far with the Legend pinpointing. Don't know what, 3 holes, couple of trash now. 1 trash, sorry. Yeah, 2 trash in this one as well, so undiscovered as yet. And pinpointing has been spot on, which you don't always get with a new machine. It takes a while sometimes to get used to the pinpointing functions. But this one's good. Over here somewhere. There. Yep. There we go. First button or coin for the Legend. Would help if it would. There we go. Focus. And that looks like a very bad halfpenny, pre-decimal halfpenny. And next one up for the Legend is another coin, although this one was more or less on the surface. It's an old style pound coin, so that will be winging its way to Dino at some point. His collection for charity. And this signal was in the sort of early 50s, I mean sort of 52, so I guess the highest target ID, because Legend goes to 60. I've had so far. I've had to dig out some extra, it's deeper, so we're about 7 or 8 inches deep so far, and down here somewhere, down in this bottom corner, there somewhere. Ah, there we go. You see that poke out there? That looks like another round on the ground scenario, and that looks like to be a big penny of some description. quite. I've got a toothbrush with me in the field today, I'm afraid. So definitely a big penny. It's a pre-decimal, big penny, about 8 inches down, really strong tone in the early 50s on the Legend. And next up, showing in the early 20s range, this is what looks like a draw handle. So 22, 23, about 3-4 inches down. And next up, and ringing in at a very solid 35, about 4 inches down, it's this decorative piece of, I think, horse tack. Got the studs on the back, so it's been attached to something, probably leather, so probably a harness or horse tack. I have to say, I'm impressed with the Legend so far. This is a field I've done with the Alt 71, the Atrex, the Equinox 600, the Garrett Ace Apex, I think maybe even had the Spectra V3i on it briefly. So, not a big field, it's a pasture field. It's been done with all those different machines, different coils, numerous times, and yet the Legend is still finding things that the others missed. And I know I could have not worked or walked over this particular spot, but it has been a very well trodden field, and to keep finding stuff is quite impressive. And next up in the mid 30s is another coin. It's about 3 inches deep, 4 inches deep, and although very battered, you can more or less make out young Queen Victoria bust on it, and small, so half penny or farthing. So that's that fourth coin of the day. I think so. Legend doing well. And next up in the mid 30s is another coin, and this one is a George the 5th halfpenny by the look of it. So 5 coins for the Legend today on very well covered ground, so doing fantastic. And couldn't have a first hunt without one of these. Yes, there you go. We have a button, an old one, about 8 inches down, but a button nonetheless. So, I have to say, impressed with the Legend. It's lightweight, well balanced, easy to use, switch on and go machine with a lot of features to tweak if you want to. You don't need to. I've run in, M2, so multi-frequency 2 in field. I don't think I've tweaked anything else at all. I have found a bunch of things in a very well trodden field that I've had every other detector I own on. Still found things with the Legend. Target IDs are good and solid. Pinpointing is accurate and easy. I don't think I've had one that's been off today, which is pretty good going given that it's a brand new detector to me. So, I have to say, so far, Legend's great. The only thing I'm not yet sure about, and that's not the Legend, that's the field, because it's quite shallow before you hit bedrock, is the depth capabilities. So maybe next time I'll try and do some depth tests. But yeah, really like it, enjoying the machine. Very good. Well done, Nokta Makro. And next, and maybe last up, which was ringing in a very solid 46, is this piece of, I don't know what it is. It looks like it was attached to something, sort of hinged on this bit here. Maybe a badge, maybe something to do with harness and tack. Who knows? Any ideas? Please put it in the comments. And just when I thought I'd finished, get another coin. This one, another pre-decimal penny. I think George the 6th again. A bit battered on the monarch side, but I can see the 1 penny in the size of it. So that's 6 coins today for the Legend. It's not bad. I've been out 2.5 hours so far, so doing well.